Hello, how you doing? Thanks for looking in on my videos. So today, big plea, I want to put it out there. Please, 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 government, HM government, pay attention to your probation officers. Give your probation staff a bit of respect, courtesy and respect, and listen to their advice. Various governments over the years have made all sorts of decisions that have gone against the advice of probation staff. And they have cost billions and billions and billions of pounds to the UK taxpayers. Namely, the last major reforms made by Grayling cost this country a lot of money, billions of pounds. And hasn't had a great deal of discussion, but the government are yet again talking about privatising. Now, this is what happened last time. The probation service was torn asunder, half of it was privatised, and to be frank, it just didn't work. And the government, although a different colour to the last lot, are again considering privatising part of probation. And that part that they're considering privatising is known as unpaid work, or I call it community service. Various governments have given it about 5 or 6 different names, but basically it's community service. It's a punishment where people do work in the community for no pay, and it's got to be work that's of value and not for profit. Now, how can you put this out to a company making profit? This not-for-profit work, for a start, it's immoral in my view. It should be kept within the probation service. The other thing is, Dame Owers in her report commended the work of Youth Justice in that it collaborated at a local level. Now, to do unpaid work or community service successfully, successful schemes collaborate at a local level. And this, when I was a community service officer, what I did was I used to go to court and do my own prosecutions and the like, and the magistrates got to know me, and they would put forward projects in their local communities because they were local magistrates. They're also county councillors or town councillors or whatever, or local vicars or whatever, and they knew what worthwhile work could be done in our area. But if you remove it out to a private company, you've got a big thing. And we know already that the tagging system has been put out to private companies, and it's very disjointed and it hasn't been working too well. So will it save money? Is it why they want to motivate? Are they motivated to farm this out to private companies because it's money, or is it a staffing issue? But why probation has got a staffing issue, as with many other public servants, is that respective governments have not consulted with the staff and imposed new things and different ways of working and different models. And to be frank, it has, annoyed the respective staff. And what's happened, in probation and the prison officers and the police and teachers and that, you've got a very, very high staff turnover because you're not consulting with the staff and you're imposing new things that they don't particularly appreciate. So, if you want to save money, consult with the staff and give them respect. I mean, there's a great risk now of the probation service going out on strike, for better paying conditions. And, they've never, ever done this before, called a strike for better paying conditions. So I think they've had years and years of mismanagement, the probation service. And it's time that a bit more thought along the lines of Dame Owers, put in there that probation needs looking at carefully and in a considered manner. And just privatising unpaid work, community service, just like that, isn't particularly considered or advised. So for once, consult with the staff and listen to their advice and give them respect, please. Okay, thank you for looking in, and thank you for staying with me in my video, but all the very best to you, and thank you for looking in. Cheers now. Bye-bye.